What is up, besties? It is your girl, the Karmic DF, back to you again with another video. And this time we are going to take a look at Ariana Grande and that Cynthia chick and the Wicked thing, because even I'm not online that much, y'all. And the amount of videos I've seen of these two crying, it's just like, I believe in empathy. I believe that things can get us emotional. I'll cry over a commercial. But it just feels, the fact that they're both actresses, it feels a little suspect, to say the least. So today we're going to take a look at any and everything we could get as to, basically I'm going to set the intention here. Why are they crying in every interview? What is the reason behind that? Was this something that was amazing and they're just so overwhelmed with joy? Okay, I don't know why, but immediately I'm hearing stress anorexia. I don't even know what the fuck that means. And I'm being drawn to, what's her face? Ari's Waite. Are y'all worried that she's got an eating disorder? Because I'm hearing stress anorexia. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Does stress make you, I don't know. But that just randomly came out, so we'll do with that, with whatever. So yeah, my intentions are just to see what's going on with Wicked, what's going on between those two, why are they so cryy. So as always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, bestie, smash that subscribe button. And don't forget to always check out the community polls, because that is how this video was picked. And if you want more videos like this to work, then don't forget to check the community poll. You could also book a private reading with me, thekarmicdf.com. But yeah, right now, I'm going to do a quick collective message that is timeless for my besties. You do not need to be spiritual. You just need to have an intuition and go, do I think this is for me? And if the answer could be potentially, then stick around. But otherwise, I'll see you in the timestamp for the Ariana part. Now, I'm going to use charms and my little box here. This is my Otter Spirit box from, I teamed up with LOVEEEE Crystals. You could get them for 20% off in the description box. But let's... All right, Spirit, what does a collective need to hear today? I feel drawn to take two. 1, 2, okay. And I heard 3 charms. All right. I don't know why, but I'm hearing Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. 2 more? Okay. Again, with people looking for their people, they're coming. I don't know who needs to hear this. Your people are coming. Yeah, we're getting a lot of similar. Okay, so let's see. Let me know if you guys enjoy this. I don't always want to do cards because I can channel with fucking sticks, to be honest with you. Okay, you can measure the love you bring to each day by the joy you experience in each moment. Yeah, I think you guys are in the midst of transformation, which is leading you to people, places, and experience that matches with who you're becoming. I think I said that in the last reading. If you watched the autism one, please do not sleep on the autism reading, because there was predictions for the future in there as well, including our education system and healthcare. So if you're into that. Many paths lead to the same destination. It doesn't matter how you get there. Yeah, I think a lot of you, I'm hearing going nowhere fast. Are some of you like exhausted? You feel like you can't even do anything right. It almost feels like no matter what I do, I still feel like I'm overworking myself. I'm beating a dead horse. And it's like, what you're missing is you're creating your notches on your belt of stamina. I'm hearing the song, I Got Stamina. Because right now what feels intense to you is going to be like the make or break. I'm hearing the song Surface Pressure, if anybody's into Encanto. But it's like right now we're dealing with the nitty gritty so that we can be in alignment with people that understand us better, people that get who we are, people that we don't have to explain ourselves to, because it's like, notice how these are obviously the exact same thing. So it's like, you see me, I see you, we're the same. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the vibe. And I think a lot of you have dealt with people that are probably more like takers, kind of more problematic. And I think that you're growing out of that energy. Yeah, I'm being drawn to my Black Obsidian. So it's like, I don't want toxicity in my life anymore. I want to figure out who I am. I want to figure out how far I'll go. It's giving Pocahontas just around the river bend. And with the horse coming out again, it's giving me freedom is just around the river bend is what I keep hearing. And what feels like a curse right now, the pain that you're going through, it's like the only way out is through. They're showing me the scene of Harry Potter where they're fighting to like get through this vine thing, and Hermione's like, you have to stop moving because the only way out is through. It's like you're fighting against your own current. Spirit's saying this is a time to listen to your current. I mean, if you're seeing this when it's like winter or something like that, like we're supposed to be slowing down and taking inventory and reflecting. We're not supposed to be going 100 miles an hour. And I think a lot of you are probably, you know, because of the system, wired to the rat wheel. And it's like Spirit's trying to help you remove yourself from it so that you can feel like you're in control of your own life again. And so right now there might be old shit that's coming up for you. And you're like, why is this getting in the way? And it's like, because that's the way home to yourself. I'm being drawn to these whale fins, which is like, think about like when you get, let's say you can't swim, right? And it's like, I got to fight and fight and fight. But at the end, I mean, people drown, obviously. My Gemini moon makes everything funny. I cannot help it. But it's like, you're eventually going to make it to land. Like just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. That's what I just heard. Just keep swimming, because right now you're figuring out your own depth. You're figuring out your own complexity. You're figuring out your own sense of self, so that when new experience come in, you know what you look like because you've met yourself at your core. And so when you meet people that resonate with that, you're going to be drawn to it instead of repelled, because a lot of us, we come from, because of the system that we have for so long, for generations, we don't really know what unconditional love in all forms of connections really feels like, because we might have had parents that, you know, maybe they struggled financially, they couldn't give us what they wanted emotionally. And so right now we're kind of getting our notches in terms of who we are and finding ourselves. I'm hearing the song Meghan Trainor, Let Me Give Myself a Hand. So some of you might need to stop beating up on yourself, because it's like you're choosing the road less traveled. So of course it's going to be hard, but you're going to come out of this with a sense of freedom that you've never experienced before, where it's like, this is what made me, you know what I mean? So right now it feels like we're in the thick of it, but I'm being drawn to, just like if you watch the autism video, we got floss. This is reminding me again of like getting to the nitty gritty. It's like you're taking inventory, or Spirit's asking you to take inventory of the things that don't make you happy, because that is what's going to help you break free into a new paradigm with people, places, and things that make you happy. And what I'm seeing is like, and I've seen this in my mythology readings, where it's like we're all sim characters, and they show me like a crossword. No, it's like that maze thing where like you can hit all those walls, but eventually the exit's only one place and the entrance is one place. So it's like, yeah, you might feel like you're hitting these doors right now, but it's like giving you stamina, but then also like hearing the song Let's Give Them Something to Talk About, it's giving you your story. It's giving you, think about the character in the movie where it's like the hero arc happens halfway through, where it's like, I'm taking my life back. Like that's kind of the energy that you're in right now. And it may not feel that way because you might be just like, I'm thinking about all this shit from the past and I'm struggling and there's no one around that gets me and I feel alone. I'm hearing the song Creep. So it's like, you're not broken, you're different. And we live in a society where everyone's been taught to fit in. But right now, society is kind of elevating to figure out who they are all at the same time. So we're all kind of taking off the facades to figure out who we are. And so as we're all doing this at the same time, you're going to get more and more people that are seahorses like you in a world full of land animals, and they're going to be shining too, and you're going to be able to find those people. So keep honoring who you are, what you are, keep figuring out what you enjoy, keep being grateful for what you have so more things can come in to be grateful for. But honestly, this reads to me like we're going through a really heavy transformation where we're releasing the old and we're relinquishing it, because it's like we just don't want it anymore. We don't want things that don't serve our soul. And so we're headed to a place where we're going to get people, places, and things that really understand us, but it requires us to kind of have a bit of patience right now in this like lonely chapter of our life. I'm hearing Lonely by Justin Bieber. Some of you might just, you know, it's reminding me of me. Like I haven't been in a relationship in like over a year. It's like, no, thank you. Like I just want to focus on myself. And so some of you might be feeling that too. It's helping you so that when you're really ready to meet true, authentic friends, support, love, whatever, you're going to know what it looks like because you know yourself to your core. So even though this might feel like it's hell, and believe me, I can relate, it's a blessing in disguise because it's going to give you the freedom that you never thought you would have. Freedom of the mind, freedom of the soul, freedom of enjoying your life when a lot of people just don't know how to tap into that because they're in survival. You're getting to a place where you can finally actually live. So I'm going to leave that there, besties. Let me know if that resonated down in the comments, but we are going to move on and find out what the hell is going on with this Ariana Cynthia wicked shit. All right, besties. So we are going to take a look. What is going on with the wicked shit? Why are they crying? What do we need to know? Y'all, when I tell you that I had to ask my Alexa real quick if Ethan was even in Wicked, because I had no fucking idea. So as always, thank you everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, bestie, smash that subscribe button. You do not want to miss out. All right. And if you want to book a private reading with me, thekarmicdf.com in the description box below. The Karmic DF everywhere. All right. Why do I feel like the tears are real on Ari's side, but I feel like it's more about, like, I feel exhausted. Like, that's the only way I know how to describe it. I feel exhausted. I think the tears are real, but I don't know if it's a grateful thing. I'm going to be honest. Okay, the past. Conflict. This new endeavor. I definitely feel that Ari really, she's putting all of her fight into this. Forgive me, but you guys know I don't follow pop culture like this. Ari said that this was her dream, right? Like, to be on Wicked. That true. And with that conflict card coming out, it's like she's having to fight for it for some reason, which doesn't really make sense. So hold on. The sun. I'm not shining the way I want to be. Cyclical behavior. What is she doing that's cyclical? Why am I hearing the song, you push and I'm pulling away? Hold on. I want to pull more before I say that. Hold on. Fuck. Never mind. Okay, why does it seem like all of her relationships are requiring a lot of work and energy from her that she just does not have? That Hangman's definitely giving me martyr energy. Oh, I did hear stress, anorexia in the beginning. So Ari is under an immense amount of pressure. I see her feeling like she's drowning because it's like, I need this to be perfect. This was my dream. I wanted this to be everything that I want it to be. This needs to be perfect. Everything's got to be perfect. Honestly, it feels like it feels like I'm drowning from all avenues. It's like, work is stressful because I need it to be, because I keep being drawn to, like, you know how when the blind items come out, it's like A-lister and then it's like A+, A- lister. And it's like, I need to be an A+. Like, this has to be a hit. This has to be incredible. Like, the way that Ari expects this to be like a masterpiece, like she needs that. It's like, I think because of all of the shit that happened with Ethan and, you know, stealing a man and all that shit, it's like, this is going to be what makes people love me again. But when I said that, I just heard the song, I Can't Make You Love Me. So it's like, I think she's having a war of head and heart right now, because it's like, this is something that I should be so excited about. You know what it's reminding me of? How Justin Bieber as a kid right now going through something super traumatic. It's like, this is my dream job, my dream thing, but I can't even enjoy it because I'm so worried about the press. I'm so worried about people hating me. I have to put on a show to make them love me again. But it's like, Ari, you're putting on a show to make people love you. That's the problem. People are sensing the insincerity. But it's like, in her defense, I got to point it out. In her defense, I feel fucking exhausted. I feel like no matter what I do, I can't even tap into my joy. This should be the most exciting experience of my life, but I feel like a mother for some reason. So I don't know, like, is she having issues with Ethan or something like that? Because it's like, I feel like this should be the most exciting moment of my life. I waited my whole life for this, and yet I feel like they're having issues behind the scenes with that Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, what's Cynthia's story? Like, has she done musicals before? Because it almost gives me like a naivety. Because I just see Ari being like, I think okay. Because she wants this to be so perfect, I think she's kind of helicoptering. You know, like a helicopter parent's got to be on top of fucking everything 24/7. That's kind of the same energy I'm getting with Ari, where it's like, this needs to be perfect. This needs to be perfect. But it's like, Ari has trouble speaking up too. So it's like, I'm seeing things that I don't like, and like, I'm trying to be really nice about it, and I'm tiptoeing and I'm trying to be kind because it's already bad enough that the world hates me. Like, I don't need more issues, especially something that I'm so passionate about. But I see her being like, I don't like the way this is happening. I don't like how this is going down. This is not how I saw it for myself. So I think she's kind of low-key imploding on the inside. Yeah, death gripping. You see, the problem is, Spirit's kind of zooming me out a little bit. there's a lot of subconscious shit that's happening here. So I don't know that it's, I mean, obviously you're going to be, it's wicked. It's a big deal. Like, I'm not big into musicals. In choir, we covered a few of their songs. I actually had a solo about one of these Wicked songs, I remember. But I don't actually know shit about the musical itself. But there's something here about, like, she's channeling all of her energy into this because it's like the whole mom debacle, the baby mama drama. She wants people to let it go. She wants people to move on. Because notice how the Empress has the world card on it. So it's like people haven't gotten over the fact that, you know, you can't fuck over a newborn, you know what I mean? And so for her, it's like, I gotta fight to, in Ari's energy, it's like, I gotta fight for fucking everything, dude. Like, I gotta fight to make Wicked work. I gotta fight to make people love me again. And I think this is why her health is, I don't think it's an intentional, like, she's, like, I know people are arguing Ozempic. If she is on Ozempic, I don't think that's the reason she's so skinny. What I see is, like, it's reminding me of when I'm really fucking stressed out and all of a sudden it's 5 o'clock and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't eaten today. Like, it's giving that. I don't think it's an intentional for anybody that's worried about her health issues. Well, I guess they are health issues because it came out of my mouth. But allegedly, per my opinion, zero facts. Crazy lady with cards here. But I do think that she's struggling because it's like, she wants this to be a success so badly for a multitude of reasons. You know, the Ethan escapade, and then on top of that, it's like, this was my dream. But there's, why does she feel like this is so, because I'm in the energy and it feels like oil and water. It's like, no matter how hard I fight for this, there's problems. But then the 5 seconds of interviews that I've seen, it's like, I'm so grateful. This is such an incredible experience. But in her energy, I'm like drowning. So that doesn't make any sense. She's definitely leaving some stuff out. But I feel like she's the type where it's like, I don't want to complain. But that scares me because then it reminds me of that passive aggressive energy, you know, that women, we're guilty. I don't do it no more, but I used to, where it's like you build up and you explode. And it's like, bitch, you should have said it the first time. Like, that's kind of the vibe. I think she's headed towards a mental spiral if she doesn't start being vulnerable, because for her, it's like people won't let go of the image they had of me before Wicked. So this needs to be so incredible people move on from it. Because I'm being drawn to, like, the cigar. Think about when the old school, right? A man has a kid, he has a cigar, and then the baby here with the mom card. So it's like, I need people to let go of the old narrative of me. How do I do that? So I do think that she is kind of leaning into the emotions to show that, hey, I am empathetic. Hey, I do have feelings. Hey, I am a human. I'm not an asshole. I think she has some regrets about how, yeah, I'm hearing regrets, about how the last, forgive me, I don't follow none of this shit, CD, the album where she did Yes and, I think she has regrets about that because it's like, oh fuck, like my innocent image is dying and I need to bring that back. So I do think that's why it's a little heavy on the waterworks, but I don't think that the waterworks are fake because they're actually coming from a place of like, bitch, I'm drowning. Like, that's what it really feels like to me. All right, her and Cynthia and everything, what up? Yeah, that's like, I'm fucking exhausted. 9 of Wands. Anyone that reads tarot knows that's exhaustion. A pride thing. Okay. Relationships with others. All right. Not working. What's going on with her and Cynthia? Do they have creative differences with that Page of Swords there? I feel, you know what I'm seeing? My favorite show, Jane the Virgin. Their stuff is on my wish list on Amazon, no pressure. But this is giving me this vibe of like, I think they have different views of how things should go. And I think, I see Ari going, all right, that's fine. All right, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll go, you're okay. And I see her slowly boiling. Because it's like, I think she feels like the queen bee. And what I'm seeing is like, going back to the Jane the Virgin thing, there's this episode where like the father recruits the mom and he quickly regrets it because now they both have like producer chairs and they're both with creative differences and dramatic as fuck. They're like arguing about like, you should wear this and this is where you should speak and this is where you should, like, that's what I'm kind of seeing for them on set. It's like, I see Ari just bending and bending and bending to like either Cynthia or whoever tells Cynthia what to do. And it's like, but I have ideas though. I'm being drawn to the fact that it's black and white to color. So it's like, I feel like Ari has been kind of biting her tongue about certain things on set that she thought would have been better, or we could have done it this way, or I should have shined a little bit brighter. Because I don't know is one witch more important than the other? I don't know, because it just feels like Ari feels like she's not getting the most out of this experience. Yeah, it's almost like she feels like she took a bad deal with the Seven of Cups in the reverse, because it's like, oh, my dream. It's almost like it's not panning out the way that I expected it to. Like, I thought this would be I just keep feeling the need to say, like, I thought this would be the most incredible experience of my life. And instead, this is probably one of the most stressful experiences of my life. I feel like right now they're doing the interview thing. There's a mixture of things going on. I'm being drawn to the VMAs. I know, obviously, you don't go to the VMAs for Wicked, but is there I feel so stupid right now. Oh my God. I'm assuming there's a version of that for musicals, but there's something here about, like, because this is reminding me of, like, getting an award. So does she want to get an award for this or something like that? Because there's something here about, like, I need to, you know, these fucking creatives where they're like, Beyonce and all the fucking VMAs and you gotta win. Like, there's something here about, like, yeah, I'm hearing the song, all I do is win, 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 no matter what. I think because Ari's so used to winning, that's kind of how she's seeing this experience. It's like, gotta be the best. Like, it's reminding me of, like, when you remake an original and it's like, the odds of that doing better is usually not that great. You can't really redo the original. So for her, it's like, I gotta make this incredible. But I don't mean to be, I don't know shit about neither of these people other than when I pull their energy. But is Cynthia kind of, I just keep feeling the need to say naive. Like, it's almost like I'm in Ari's energy and it's like death gripping, my knuckles hurt, we got to be really strict and we got to make this work. And then I switch over to Cynthia's energy and it's like, la 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 la, this is the best experience of my life. I feel so fantastic. And I see Ari just kind of wreathing and being like, this, I think Ari takes shit a little too seriously, if I'm being honest, because I'm in her energy and it's like, you don't really need to, it's not that deep. Like, yeah, of course this matters. Like, you're putting millions of dollars into it. You want this to be a success, sure. But I feel like, I think Cynthia, I don't know if she's actually taking it out on Cynthia. I think she's kind of bottling it up. But I feel like in Ari's energy, it's like, this has to go well because this is my comeback out into the spotlight in general. Like, because we really, and I said this in my last Ari reading, if I remember, I'll try to link it, but just look up my name with Ari. I've done a bunch of them where I saw her kind of avoiding the spotlight and then slowly easing herself back in when Wicked was coming up. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It's like, I want to reinvent myself so that the people love me again. So there's a lot of extra pressure on my back. So then on top of that, she's kind of like taking that out. I don't know that she's necessarily taking it out on Cynthia, but it feels like Cynthia's kind of the target. She's like the focal point. Because I see Ari just wreathing and being like, you don't understand how bad I need this to work out. And you're not taking this seriously enough, Cynthia. So while I do feel that it is a transformative experience, like she keeps saying in the videos, I think it's transforming her into a nervous breakdown, if I'm being honest. All right. Okay. Burden. Jesus. You can't convince me that she's happy with Ethan. You just can't convince me of that. You know, it's giving me buyer's remorse. It's like, you know, when you just... We've all, well, maybe not everybody, but I've been there. When you ride for a loser and everybody on social media knows it's a loser, so it's like you got to ride even harder so that you don't have egg on your face, even though that whole time you fucking have egg on your face. Girl, it's me. I've been there. I feel like this relationship, on top of everything else, is just another burden for her. And it's like, if only I can succeed in Wicked, everybody will love me again. Ari, like, respectfully, from the bottom of my heart, Mama, can you go to therapy? Because, like, you're not a bad person. Like, you could be loved again, but you really need to tap into your feelings, girl. Reluctant to change. I think she's going to ride for this relationship because she don't want to look stupid. That's for sure. Oh, my God. But I don't buy that they're happy. In fact, I feel like she feels pressure to be a mom, too. With that Six of Swords, having a dad and a kid. I think she's in this, how old is she? Is she around 30? Because this is giving, like, Saturn return life crisis. Like, I feel like she's, is she around 30? I wouldn't be shocked. Because I feel like she's getting hit with like all of the shit she has not dealt with. And she's been trying to channel it through work, but again, it's like everything feels like a burden. I feel like she might be trauma dumping on Ethan, which is probably why she could keep him around, because I feel like he's a simp for her. So it's like, it's giving me, like, I'm hearing Imagine Dragons, whatever it takes. So it's like, all these songs about winning. It's like all she wants to do is win. She's not dealing with her emotions. She doesn't want to deal with, she's trying to ignore the heat that's coming out again about her and Ethan. She's like, and her energy is like, can you guys fucking let it go? Like, I've been through enough shit. Like, can't you ever give me a break? And it's like, girl, but you're not honest about that. You don't have any conversations with us. You just expect us to move on from it. That's why people hate you, girl. You're not admitting what you did. Like, if you just admitted that, like, I was in a gray area, like, people would let it go. But for her, it's like, she's got something to prove. And I'm a little bit worried that she might unintentionally take it out on Cynthia if she doesn't chill the fuck out. Because it's like, notice how the Six of Swords has that dad and the kid, and then the Magician's all about, like, manifesting into fruition, and the Fool is a new start. So it's like she wants this to be something that could make her stop having to hide from the spotlight, but it's like the baggage of Ethan and the baby mama is impeding my ability to be happy, period. Like, she's mad that people won't get over it. She's mad that she can't fully enjoy this wicked experience. She has a bitterness towards Cynthia, and I'm not really understanding why. I think it's because Ari's putting her whole fucking life on this one movie, whereas Cynthia's like, I'm enjoying the experience. That doesn't mean that Cynthia doesn't have her own issues, but Ari's putting too much pressure on herself. I think that's why I heard stress anorexia when I first opened this up, because it's just like, she's expecting this movie to completely change her image, and it's not working, which is then fueling the pain that she's already in, that she's trying to avoid, which then makes her work twice as hard, trauma dump on Ethan twice as much, be twice as angry. I'm a little worried that Ari might be headed for a breakdown. Because that Five of Cups in reverse is just very loud to me. Is she leaning on substances? I wouldn't be shocked if she's drinking a lot. Doesn't mean she's out partying. This could just be like going home and having a lot of wine. It's reminding me of, like, you know, when you hate your job and you come home and you're like, oh, fucking finally can drink now. Like, what? She's going through it. Like, I don't wish that on anybody. She's going through it. The Hermit. Yeah, it's like, it's almost giving me like, I'm not ready to be seen yet. I'm not ready to be seen yet. I don't have the image correct yet. I really feel like the reason she's crying so much is a mixture of actual pain, and I want people to see me as a human again. Because, like, when did that even happen? Like, I see, you're right. Like, it was fucked up what she did. But listen, you ain't never did no dirt before. Can you imagine if the whole world was at you for years about it? I'm not saying what she did was okay. It wasn't okay. You're going to fuck up a whole family. That's messed up. But eventually, everyone needs to move on. And I feel like she's definitely getting her, not my spirit team saying comeuppance again. Yeah, she's so concerned about her stability. Why is she nor Cynthia coming out in my deck? That's interesting. Oh, because she's at the back of the deck. Okay, never mind. Hold on. That's interesting. We're covering Ari, and I just saw her on the back. We'll get into it. But the fact that she's on the back of the deck tells me a lot. She's not putting herself first. She's not prioritizing her health. She's not prioritizing her mental health. I'm a little concerned about her. I'm a little worried. I'm going to be honest. I think she's struggling. And while we can all be mad that she stole a baby daddy, I think she's definitely getting a form of, you know, God don't like ugly. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think she might be going through a form of a rebirth. But the thing that kind of concerns me here is this death card. She's looking pretty tough. And it's reminding me of the show. Forgive me for being behind on times, but I actually just started the show Riverdale, and it's reminding me of the main chick, Betty Cooper, who's this innocent chick, but then she turns dark because of the circumstances around her, so I'm a little bit concerned about Ari, because I just feel like she might be headed in. She's definitely struggling with her mental health, for sure. Like, I could see it. She's struggling. She's trying to pretend that she's not, but she is, and I think her body's taking the grunt of it, which is, yeah, I wouldn't, it's stress. Like, I I don't think she's intentionally starving herself. I don't think it, even if she's somehow on Ozempic, that's not the reason. It's stress. Like, I'm in her energy and it's like, I feel like I'm drowning and everybody's just kind of laughing. Like, that's the vibe. And I gotta be honest, I feel sorry for her. I do. Yeah, and it's got all to do with karma. I'm hearing Alicia, what goes around comes around, what goes up must come down. Yeah, with that death card, the Lovers and Justice, I think she thought that this movie would make people move on from the Ethan thing, and the problem is, I think, especially with the Diddy thing and everybody looking at all celebrities sideways, Ari was never going to get to just wash away the past. And I think that mixed with the stress of Wicked, mixed with, I don't know why, but every time I tap into Cynthia's energy, what I'm seeing is just like someone that's like, la-di-da-di-da, like I'm skipping, I'm having a good old time. So I don't feel like Cynthia takes this as seriously, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, because in Ari's energy, it's like death gripping the wheel. So I feel like they're both like yin-yang energies. And so it's triggering Ari because she doesn't know how to let go. That's not from Wicked, right? No, that's Frozen. All right. Yeah, heartbreak. Makes sense. I don't buy that she still wants to be with Ethan. This is giving me like buyer's remorse. You know those yeah, Lemonade, Beyonce. I'm not going to leave the loser, but got to save face. Like, I wouldn't even be shocked if she rides out this relationship until she could find an excuse like, oh, now that I'm not doing musicals, we don't have time for each other anymore, or some shit like that. Because I feel like right now, Ethan's just a dumping ground for her and not much else. I think she's got a lot of resentment that she's trying not to take out on Ethan. I think she has times where she does, though, with that sword right there. I do think she snaps at him from time to time. But I think he has a tendency of calming her down because he's giving simp energy. And so for her, it's like she's at a crossroads right now where she doesn't know what she wants, but she don't want him. And I just see her being so, I'm concerned with her mental health, guys. Honestly, like, I don't think she deserves this level of stress that she's under, because I could just see her with like her head in her hands, like on the bed, just crying, because it's like, this should be the best time of my life and it's the worst. And it's honestly sad. Like, I know you guys can sit here and be like, she broke up a family. This and that can be true, guys. Two things can be true at the same time. Yeah. Just the Four of Wands in reverse comes out. Attached. Does Cynthia call the shots somehow and Ari just takes it? Because the fact that Cynthia's coming out as a king and not a queen, it's almost like, you know what I'm seeing is like, I'm seeing, it's obviously a metaphor, but I'm seeing Cynthia walking around and breaking shit, and then I'm seeing Ari coming up behind cleaning up the mess. I don't know what that means. And I see Cynthia being like, this is going to make a name for me. I'm going to be a superstar. Okay, forgive my ignorance here. Is there a trophy or something that you could win that maybe both of them can't win? Does that make sense? Like, could it be like, I don't know shit about this. Fair, bear with me here. Like, best depiction of a musical witch. Like, and only one could win. Because there's something here where there's a competitiveness where it's like, I'm hearing Josh Groban, you raise me up, but I'm seeing Ari raising up Cynthia, but then I'm seeing resentment in her eyes. So it's like, and then I'm hearing the song, if we go down, then we go down together. So I feel like Ari's got bitterness, but honestly, I feel like it's channeled towards the wrong person, if I'm being honest. But I do see, like, does Cynthia not know what she's doing? I don't know her. I don't know shit about nothing. Is this her first time on a musical or something? Because I just see Ari being like, you're not doing this right. This is not how it should be. And I'm hearing creative differences. So here's one thing I'll say. I don't know that she's necessarily straight up told Cynthia how she feels. So I feel that Cynthia might be none the wiser, which is why all the touchy-feely and shit like that. But from the interview perspective, when I tap into Cynthia's energy, it's more like making a name for myself so that I could get some form of recognition. Like, that's kind of the vibe here. And it doesn't feel any ill will. It's just more like, The only way I know how to describe it is Cynthia's energy is like, la-di-da, this is wonderful. And Ari's like, oh my God, this needs to be perfect. It's giving Virgo unevolved on steroids. Like that's, and I have a Virgo stellium, so trust me, I know that energy. I think they disagree about how they want to do things, but I don't feel like Ari even says anything. It's more like, okay. Yeah, you know what I'm hearing the song, Everything You Say to Me Takes Me One Step Closer to the Edge and I'm About to Break. I don't feel like they get along fully on set, but I don't feel like Ari says anything about it either. All right, let me tap into Cynthia and Ari spirit. Yeah, that's given like there ain't enough room for the both of us type of vibe. This is what I wanted though. They finished the movie, right? What is this about walking away? What? Is there a second movie? Is there like, God, y'all, I graduated high school in 2009. I don't remember anything. Was there a second Wicked or something? Because there's something here about like, if we don't get it together, we're not going to be able to finish this. But the movie's already done, so what am I talking about? Like, is there something? Because you know what it's reminding me of is like when you really, really love those shows and then the next series comes out and they just they recast someone and you're like, what the fuck? I loved the original actor. Why are you doing this? So is it possible that there's like a second movie or something where like there's a possibility that someone could be recast? Because there's something here about like Ari can't keep this energy going for long. She can't do it. I think there's a very big, strong buildup of resentment towards Cynthia. It's like, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it the way I wanted to. I got to hurry up and fix this. You know what it's reminding me of? Oh my God. When we covered the, This Is Us or whatever I'm butchering it. This is that Blake Lively movie and the whole debacle with, the guy from Jane the Virgin. It's kind of giving me that energy where it's like, at the end of that movie, they were so bitter towards each other that they could never work together again. It's kind of giving me that same vibe. And it's like, we're not seeing it. Because it's like, Ari feels like she has to be the hero and fix everything all the time. And it's like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. So is there a sequel? Or did they have an idea to do a different musical together that they might now squash? Like, there's something here where it's like our creative differences are... Ari's close to exploding. Like, it's giving me... They're showing me a gas stove with a match, like, hanging over it. I'm a little concerned about Ari. But yeah, I'm going to move on with that. There's also something here about, again, I think she's getting tired of Ethan because he's a Gemini, so that's him right there. She might be looking around to see what she could expand on next, and I don't think that means just career, if I'm being honest. I think... if I'm being honest, I think the musical industry kind of gave her an ick, but it's not actually the musical industry that the ick is coming from. It's all of the pressure on top of everything else. So I could see her not even wanting to do musicals again after this, or at least not wanting to work with Cynthia again at the bare minimum. And with Ethan, I almost wonder if it's like, I feel like she only likes Ethan when it's in a controlled environment. Because think about it, right? They started to date when what? They were in a musical together? I don't know. Something to do with the musical, right? So now they're again in that structured environment. But it's like outside of that, I don't think they mesh well. So I feel like without the musicals, they're just not going to be able to keep this relationship dynamic going because I just don't feel like if I'm being honest, I don't think she respects him. I don't mean to throw shade, but I feel it. It's like, you know, when women, 96% of my following is women, say it in the comments, do not lie. Some men that are just too much of a simp for you give you the ick. And once you get the ick, you can't get rid of the ick, yo. Like, you cannot get rid of the ick. I feel like he's given her the ick. And for her, it's like I'm drowning because it's like I'm in a relationship that I'm really not feeling anymore. But I need him as support because he's actually really great support. So I make myself an excuse to stay in the relationship I don't want to be in because at least I got someone to trauma dump on. And then here's my dream career. I'm finally doing it. but I don't like the person I'm working with because she's not taking it seriously enough. And I feel like I'm drowning in that as well. And you don't understand how much is riding on this for me. I need everybody to love me again. I feel like nobody loves me and I want to cry in this energy. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so fucking sad. Whatever I do, it's never fucking good enough. And why don't I just die? Like that's her energy. Honestly, like I know you guys want to hate on people so much, but if you felt her energy right now, this is sad and scary. Like, I'm a little bit concerned. Because it's like, she's not crying and she needs to. And you ever get into that, you know, when you intellectualize your emotions so much that, like, you kind of go a little bit too far and it's like, the world would be better off without me. You know what I mean? Like, that exaggeration because you're so overwhelmed. She needs to take a break after this. Like, I don't know if people on her team somehow watch us small creators, but mama, like, you fucking need a vacation. Because you're like, if she was a car, she'd be 3 wheels falling off already. She's got 1 spare tire left. The engines fell off 3 miles ago. She's drowning. That's why she's crying. She's channeling her sadness. That's not a happy cry. That's I'm fucking exhausted and I feel like I'm losing myself. That's the vibe. I think that's another reason why she won't let go of Ethan either, because even though it's like, he gave her the ick at some point. There's no avoiding that, but it's like, he puts up with my shit. He lets me trauma dump on him. So it's like, why would I let go of that? Because it's all I have. It's like, she feels like she's drowning and he's helping keeping her afloat. But she doesn't even like him, if I'm being honest, because there's that resentment of like, the people would still love me if I didn't choose you. And that whole wound is like, I'm not good enough. And that's sad. That's fucking sad, guys. This should be the most exciting moment of her life, and it's not. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, she fucking deserves it. I don't think anyone deserves to feel like they don't deserve to be here on this earth. And I feel like that's the headspace she's headed towards, if not already in. It's given Justin Bieber energy. A little less intense, but I got to point out what I'm saying. I'm worried about her. All right, Spirit. Anything else about them before I call it a wrap? What do we need to know? It's like she's avoiding conflict because she just wants to prove that she's good. This is really sad. Like, the public really hit a wound in her. And listen, I know y'all want her to hurt, but for the people that are human, she's gotten enough, all right? Like, enough hate, move on. Because this girl is in so much pain that I'm concerned. It's just, like, I'm in her energy, and because they're making me embody it, and I'm good at not channeling things through anger, now I'm really tired, and I just want to cry. Like, I just want to cry. I don't want to do anything. I just want to cry. I just want to, like, I feel like nobody loves me. I feel like no one cares about me. I feel like I'm a failure. I feel like I'm a piece of shit. I feel like I'm worthless. And I feel like if Wicked doesn't go off as the way that I need it to, I could just kiss my career and my life goodbye. Like, it feels that intense. So regardless of where you stand, I don't think it's okay to steal someone's baby daddy and none of that. But I also don't think it's okay to wish ill on people. And she's definitely, with that Queen of Wands in reverse, she does not feel good in any, yeah. She's completely depleted and she's not releasing that pain. So I think, again, it's a mixture of channeling it through work, but then there's this resentment that's just building up inside of her. And she's like a loose cannon, and I'm concerned about that. Yeah, she's not listening to her body. She's not listening to her needs. And here's the thing. One thing I'm going to point out that I don't like, she's not telling Cynthia that she's struggling. She's not telling Cynthia that, hey, this bothers me, or hey, I wanted to do it this way. It's like, Ari's the type of person where it's like, I give you grace, don't worry about it, but then she builds up and then she explodes. That Queen of Wands in reverse tends to remind me of that passive-aggressive energy where it's like, no, it's fine, no, it's fine, no, it's fine. You know what? Like, that's the vibe. So I feel like Cynthia may be a little ditzy, if I'm being honest, and just being like, well, whatever, I'm going to be famous, this is great, like, what are you worried about? And what Cynthia's not realizing is Ari's kind of career is riding on this right now, but that's not really Cynthia's responsibility. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like Ari could learn something by just fucking saying what she needs to say. But it's like, Instead of that, she just bottles it up. I don't know. I'm repeating myself at this point. And I just see that Cynthia's just, I feel like Cynthia's none the wiser. It kind of gives me like hopeful stage kid. It's like, la-di-da-di-da. If anything's wrong, we'll worry about it. I just want to be famous. This is great. This is the, you know what? The full circle moment. Love when that happens. Cynthia is in the energy that Ariana should be in. That is why she's getting so triggered by Cynthia. Because Cynthia's just like, I'm living the dream. I'm living the experience. I'm on fucking Wicked. And Ari's like, that's how I should feel. But she can't because she's expecting this to wipe away what she's done. And she's putting all of this pressure on it. And so she can't enjoy it. And so the tears that you're seeing from her are her small releases of pain. So fuck, let her cry on the interview, even though she wants to paint it as, this is the best experience of my life. What she's really saying is, I'm fucking drowning. That's what she's really saying. And honestly, you guys can decide to continue to make fun of her, but I'm not. I'm going to pray for her, honestly. This is just sad. If you were in this energy, you wouldn't be saying that shit. I'm going to be honest with you, because this is a type of shit, like, this is why I don't play with health. This is the type of shit where she could work herself up into an anxiety attack that'd be so bad that she could have a heart attack. Like, that's how much stress this girl is under right now. She's not taking care of herself. She's not eating, but it's not a I'm trying to look good thing. It's a, I'm drowning. This is a, I'm working till nighttime. I didn't even think to eat. This is a, this has to go off because what about my career? I'm going to fall apart. Like, I feel bad for her. I'm sorry. And honestly, Cynthia's really just not even coming up in this reading because it's like, there's nothing that Cynthia's really doing wrong. I think she's kind of a little bit naive is the only way that I would know how to describe this energy. But there are things that she might not know how to do. I don't know if she's like inexperienced compared to other people. I mean, Ari's like, she's been in the industry for a long time. So maybe like Ari has shit that like she could teach Cynthia, but she's not saying anything. So it's like there's this buildup of resentment. And I don't think Cynthia's really to blame. I think she's a little just flaky. And I think it's triggering Ari because it's like, that's the energy that I should be in, happy, excited. But she's not there because she made the mistake that she did. All right, back deck energy. So look at how she's right next to Ethan. King of Swords with the Queen of Cups. She's a water sign. He's an air sign. Oh, she has regrets. Honestly, I'm concerned about her mental health. I really am. And I think she knows that too. I think she knows that this is making her unwell. Yeah, I'm hearing the song, I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. I think she feels like everyone in her life is exhausting her and she's got nothing left to give. And look at that full moon right there. The full moon brings out those emotions. It's usually when people snap. That's why they call it lunatic, right? So I do see her being like, this is destroying me mentally. I mean, the devil card is literally the last card on the deck. So it's like, and look at, right? She's looking like a shell of herself these days, just like that card. So I do think that she feels like this isn't fair. I feel like I'm giving, and I'm not getting what I want out of this. I don't know if she wanted to like shine brighter, because I keep hearing Rihanna shine bright like a diamond. And notice how her foot is stuck in the dress. So I feel like she feels like she's not being seen to the way that she wants to be. Because I'm also being drawn to the fact that the queen is in the water, whereas this queen is on the pedestal with the pentacle, and she's got all the butterflies, which represents like abundance. So I do think she's got this comparison thing where it's like Cynthia's outshining me in some way. I don't know how that plays out because I don't really understand how Wicked works, to be honest with you. But there is something here about a resentment about Cynthia shining brighter than her. Because it's like, I've got all this other shit from the past I got to worry about before I can even come up to the surface to join you. So I think she's kind of, again, it's the resentment going on to the wrong person when it really should be directed at her choice. And this feels like karmic retribution because look at the justice scales right on the Ethan card, the King of Swords. So it's like, I think she's walking a tightrope where it's like, I thought this would help me grow and this would reinvent me. But in reality, I'm just drowning. I'm drowning. Honestly, I have empathy for her after reading this, but you guys let me know what you think down in the comments, thekarmicdf.com if you want to book a private reading with me. But honestly, I feel bad for her. I'm sorry. I know y'all are going to be like, but she blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you don't think getting bullied by millions of people for consecutive years wasn't enough? Like, I feel like she already got her karma. Like, let's leave her alone. Yeah, I just saw in my mind that Chris Crocker scene. Leave Brittany alone. She's suffering, y'all. Like, we don't need to add fuel to the flame. How are we any better? You know what I mean? So I'm going to leave it here, besties. You guys let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys can put together what the fuck I'm picking up on, because you know me, I don't research shit, y'all. I just watch my shows and I sit in the grass when I can. That's it. So let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about, if you've heard anything. Maybe there's blind items going out that I haven't heard of, but I'm gonna leave it here, besties. You guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, thekarmicdf.com if you want to book a private reading with me. But I hope that you have a great day. So thank you so much for watching.